who figured out the combination. Matthew, step forward. So, tell us, what kind of lock guards these criminals?
Well, it's a modular MR120, which is a Group 1R lock, meaning that the way we determined this all during bar camp, where basically it's not able to be manipulated in the traditional sense.
Manipulated? Manipulated by who? The people who really control this safe?
Basically, you can't use touch to figure out what the combination is. So from that point on, where we were trying to figure out an alternative way to get into the safe, the easiest method would have been if we use tryout combinations, which are default combinations that all safes, some safes are left at because they don't end up changing it, which is dumb, but they do that. So we tried about 20 different tryout combinations, and that same night that we did that, obviously none of them worked. That's also the same night that we found out the lead that gave us the combination eventually. But before that, we were contemplating using a number of different techniques to try to get into it. What we would have tried next would have been basically
Lasers.
No. Kind of. Later. We were gonna try to vibrate the shit out of it actually, because back in the day on Navy ships, it was typical for safes to come open, and the reason why is because the wheel in the safe lock, which I can show you later on, had the cutout that the fence falls into. And that because there's a piece of it cut out, when you vibrate it, it tends to want to go up, and thus unlocking it. So what we would have done is
Navy ships with safes. Maybe this safe came from a Navy ship.
Probably not. But
ancient munitions inside.
Earthquake.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take a transducer and attach it to the dial here, which would have essentially vibrated it open. But the danger in doing that is it could kill the lock, and it could, if there was a relaxer, it could break that too. So it would not have been an ideal option, but it's better than our other options. If that didn't work, we were going to try to build a robot dialer, which basically would have been a stepper motor, Arduino driven. And then because this lock is pulled in and out, when you get to the final step, we would have also had to have included the solenoid to pull it in and out and test every possible combination, which, because of the tolerances of this particular lock, would have been about 120,000 combinations.
It could have taken years to figure out the mystery.
Actually, about a week.
All week to figure out the mystery.
But the other problem is this particular lock is only rated to be opened 100,000 times. So if we tried 120,000 times, we would probably end up breaking it too. But we'd probably get it open, but we would have to replace it then.
Forever sealing the contents inside.
We get it open, but it's the least ideal option. So anyways, going back to that night we were here trying to try out combinations. When it didn't work, we were pretty discouraged. So me and Dan, we were going around the place looking for hints as to what this place used to be and
clues to the mystery.
Basically. And we were going around the basement, and we found a pile of random papers just chilling there from somebody who formerly owned the building. And we were like, hey, let's go through those. So we ended up going through all the papers. There was about probably 100 there. And we found one that had email addresses on it. So out of all those email addresses, and it also had the name of the company that used to own it, which is Brass Light Company. So basically, I went on their website, got all their current email addresses.
And hacked their computers to find the answers.
No, I just emailed them. Mass emailed them, and then I also took all my old email addresses off the piece of paper, which I actually have with me and I can pass around, because it's pretty cool. All the email addresses on here, all of them came back undeliverable. Here, I'll pass it around, but you gotta promise not to email the guy because I don't want to annoy him. But basically, all of them came back undeliverable. All of the modern email addresses, they said, hey, we can't help you. We weren't here when we owned that particular facility. But one guy came back and said, hey, I might be able to help you. So after a bunch of talking back and forth, and of course I didn't know how they were going to respond, so I was using a pseudonym, Eric Metzger, so that complicated things. But basically, after going back and forth a number of times, he gave the combination to James, and James gave it to me, and we tested it, it worked, we resealed it. We still haven't looked inside, so we have no idea what we're going to find when we open it.
Smell a dead body.
Yeah. So, let's get a close-up view. You have the combination memorized. You committed it to memory.
Oh, yeah.
So we have to keep you safe because if something unfortunate were to happen to you, we would never know how to open the safe.
Well,
Unless we emailed the guy again.
yeah.
Yeah, that's way too much work.
All right.
All right. All right.
Let's crack the mystery.
Hopefully I dialed it right in the first time.
What will happen if you don't? Will it explode?
No.
Are we ready? The moment we've been waiting for.
Wow. One there and all.
If you just involve that,
Hey!
You know what?
Cat phone cable. It's being kept there.
let's start handing out the content.
What do we have here? Bunch of brooms? Oh, wait, the first one. Oh, it's not a cat. Who wants a broom?
I like 10%. More here.
All right. Oh, yeah, look at the broom.
You get 10% of the broom.
Oh, we got videotape.